Today, I am thrilled to have Ivana with us. Ivana is a world renowned tattoo artist known for her vibrant and artistic designing. Her work beautifully blends fine art with tattooing, creating a unique and colorful pieces that stand out. With her innovative approach and dedication to her craft, Ivana has become a celebrated name in the tattoo industry. Welcome to Inner Power Inside, Ivana.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God. Like I did an introduction for you, but I think that's not enough. I just want our listeners to know who you are. But you are so big. You have work all over the world. You have done so amazingly beautiful arts and tattoos that it's mind blowing. And we're so happy to have you here today and talk about that.
I'm excited, so let's start.
So, can you share your journey to how did you start your tattooing?
My tattooing came to me unexpectedly. I always felt like an artist since I was little. I grew up in communism and I had all of these like visions, of course, because we couldn't travel that time. But I was always attracted to art. I remember when I was 12 years old, I wrote like a school work. When teacher was asking, I was like, like, can you write something? What are you gonna do when you're gonna be older? As for the profession, and I was like, I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to be living in Hollywood, and I will travel the world. I'm talking that was just right after post-communism times, but I really saw myself like that. I always saw myself as an artist, and everybody was laughing. He's like, how do you imagine that? I'm like, I don't know quite yet how it's gonna happen, but that's how it's going to be. That's just my life. So I think I was always inclined to art since early age. I used to draw a lot. I have ADHD as a child, so that was the only activity. I can just stay put and I can draw for hours. Like I said, I was doing later on graffiti. When I was growing up, I was always drawing in the school because it was too boring for me to just sit there and look at my teacher for many hours. But everybody was okay with that because they kind of like knew me how I was. So as long as I was quiet. So I was always drawing. And then one day, one of friends was asking like, do you want to try how to tattoo? And I have to mention in Slovakia, the country I'm coming from, we used to have maybe 2 tattoo shops in the whole country. It was so new, like I said, we were post-communism country. Then I was like, okay, like get me some tattoo machine and I will try it. And I start to practice on my friends, on my brother. But I never forget that first moment when I touch with the needle skin and I start to tattoo and I was like, this is exactly what I'm doing. So it was love at the first sight. That was how I get into tattooing. So I was really, really lucky because I found my purpose in life in the early age.
I was gonna say one of the amazing things that I learned about you, not just the tattoo, how clever you are and how visionary you are and how amazing you are doing tattoo, but you also were very confident of yourself that you knew from a very young age what you wanted to do and you stick with it and you didn't change your mind.
Yes, because like I said, I must be probably lucky, but I am so curious. I was such a curious child, curious about life. Everything fascinates me. Like I grew up in nature, basically in the little village of 200 people. So for me, I had nothing else. I just had my visions, and I was always dreaming about this beautiful world, about how beautiful our planet is. And I want to travel. I want to meet people. I want to know these different cultures. So I think it was also because of my curiosity and also the gratitude for life. So all of these visions or what I was imagining, like everything is happening until today. But yes, when it comes to tattooing, I was very lucky. Sometimes I'm thinking what I would do if I'm not tattooing. So I cannot answer that question. I don't know. But one thing I know for certain, I would be always doing only what is authentic to me and what I love, nothing else. I'm always like this. I
know.
I cannot do something I don't enjoy. Even the simple things, even the simple task, like if I want to wash the dishes, I don't want to, so I don't want to do it. Simple as that.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, that the attitude toward that is, and in a way you are blessed because you grew up in a very small country or very little people and kind of restricted to everything. Mm-hmm. This imagination of you becoming famous and working on the celebrities and doing this such a big thing, and it was just almost like it was the connection between you and your art and your desire of the not even tattooing but just the drawing. Mm-hmm. It kept you going. And a lot of people ask And I love what you said. I saw you put a video saying that, do things that makes you happy, go after your purpose. But a lot of people doubt themselves. A lot of people like, I don't know, I have to do this, I have to do that. It just, how important it is for them to listen to that gut feeling and say, you know what, I have to do this.
I think you have to, if you want to be happy in life, this is exactly what you have to do. Actually, it's not that hard. It's very simple, but we always have to find, we're trying to find reasoning or maybe to make it more complicated, but it's not. But I also understand, I also understand people who are growing up in different countries, because for them it's harder to, visions, everybody can have that. But when it comes to really the things happening for them, it's a little bit harder. I can imagine maybe they have limitation by money, maybe they have limitations by government. Again, like I used to be, in communism. So there is lots of factors to go with it. Yet, I think if you want something truly enough, there is always the way. You can always find it. And for me, nothing can stop me, or no is not an answer. Because for me it's like the air I breathe. This has to happen. That's it for me. I cannot function in my life if I'm not achieving my goals or the things I want.
I'm so glad that you said that, because I feel the same way. And for where I come from and my country, I was also like yourself. It was very restricted, and we were not allowed to go to school, and we didn't have a lot. But I always, from the childhood, I wanted to do something with talking to people, either be a journalist or either be a news anchor, something to that fact. So now that was my dream when I was young. 30 years later, I'm still doing all these jobs here, there, but it was not satisfying me. It was like, no, I'm making money, I'm this, but I don't like this. And then this is why I have this podcast, because my genre of my podcast is overcoming adversity and unconventional career. Mm-hmm. Because like yourself, you're so successful in your career. Back 20 years ago, if you would have said to somebody, I am going to be a tattoo artist, they would have been like, you're crazy, right?
If I said 20 years ago, or even 30 years ago, yes, if I said somebody I'm going to be traveling the world, I'm going to be TV personality, I'm going to be law of attraction coach, I'm going to be a model, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. People would laugh about me. They always laugh, but but for me it was so normal to talk about it. And now after so many years, sometimes I meet people from my country, because now I go there more often. And it's like, do you remember 2009 what she said? And I'm like, what did I say? And they tell me what I said, and I have it now. And they said, you were saying it like it's happening already. And I'm like, yes. And this is exactly why I start to teach law of attraction, because of these things. Because for me, it was like it's happening now. I didn't know the difference between past or future or something. And I think that is the secret of that anyway. I was already talking about it and living it, even though the time didn't catch up yet. So for me, it's amazing to hear after let's say 15 years, people always remind me some things I was telling them and everything I have in my life right now.
Yes, and that's why that's a great thing. You're qualified to teach law of attraction, because in such a young age, you live this life in that age.
I am living example. When I was 10 years old, I was telling my mom some things, like 10, 12 maybe. I was telling her some things, how I saw myself, but I'm not sure whether it was some futuristic vision or it was really how I saw myself, because maybe I wanted to attract it in my life, but I was talking about it and it really happened,
I know, it's amazing. Now your tattoo style is very unique. How did you describe it, and what inspired you to develop this particular style?
I would describe my tattoo style as a mix of different things together. For example, it's very contemporary, by the way. So it's a mix of cartoon, realistic, illustration, street art, graffiti, little bit of realism, cartoon, little bit of graphic design, and all of these things I put together, but it's in perfect harmony. So what it makes it so original and so unique, it's because I think it is fusion of all of my travels all around the world. I was learning different cultures. Like for example, when I was living in New Zealand, I used to study Maori tattoos. Then I was going to French Polynesia, then I was going to Hawaii, then I was going to, France. And I was traveling all around the world doing tattoos and always learning something new. I was like a sponge. So I think all of this, I absorbed all of these learnings, all of these, energies, all of these cultures. And every time I was influenced by something, and then one day, maybe after, I remember it was happening probably after 15 years of me doing tattoos almost every day, I realized, it was sort of like something just happened, some fusion from all of this. It just came to the surface, and that was my original unique style. And nobody until today cannot match it, because I think it's the energy behind it, it's the intentions behind it. I see, when I look at somebody, I see colors. So I, for example, straight away when I look at somebody, I know exactly what is for you. I know where it should be more contemporary, where it should be more like really extravagant, where it should be more bold or more conservative, where I should do colors, not colors. So I think it is really combination of everything. And it happened also for the reason because I loved it so much. I was living, breathing, tattooing. It was my passion, it was my hobby until today. So I think this is what's gonna happen if you are so dedicated to something. If you have really true passion and you do it from heart because your soul need it, you know, like if you have this really passion for something, like sometimes when you ask like, okay, what is the secret of success? This is it. And persistence, you always just do it. So for me, it wasn't like, I just take a chill pill for a year and I'm not doing it, or I don't want to do it or something. And I'm never like this. I love it so much. It's an expression of me. So I'm just so grateful. I actually made really amazing living with tattooing thanks to other people, and I'm basically doing only what I love.
Yes, because your tattoos are so unique. Like almost if somebody gets your tattoo and if they take off the jacket or something, everybody knows that's your tattoo. And I personally seen your tattoos, and I have tattoos. I've seen people's tattoos, but I think yours, like you said, it literally your energy behind it, and that's your signature because you can feel you can feel your energy on your tattoo.
Thank you. And this is it. This is what I'm talking about. Nobody can match my energy. Everybody from us is unique. The tattoos I'm creating are unique because you are original. So I have to create a piece which is exactly suitable for you. You know, I cannot do, for example, you tell me something you want to get and I will do it for 3 or 5 different people. I cannot do it because you are not. Everybody is very unique. And you know, the most beautiful thing happened also, like the recognition I got in 2018. So I'm first and only woman in the world whose tattoos are certified as contemporary fine art. And it was exactly because of that there was like art critics from all over the world gathering, and they discussing art, what we should do. It's in Rome. Every year is like this because 60% of art influence comes from Rome, from Italy. So somebody then, raised hands and like, why don't we actually talking about tattoos? Because it's absolutely contemporary art. And then somebody saw my work, and then of course then asked me to send them more. And this is exactly what they said. Like they saw my design and they are like, oh, this ticks all of the boxes. This is exactly what we're looking for. So I think it's really the energy behind it, the uniqueness and originality of my designs.
I'm a champion on the tattoo world. I gotta say that.
Yeah,
Nobody has beat you yet. I'm so surprised that you are still up top. And like I said, people may see a tattoo and admire your tattoo and say, oh, it's beautiful colors, beautiful. But when I see a tattoo, I see your energy.
Thank you. That's definitely my purpose, really. I want to reflect that on people because I think I'm a very positive person, but also I don't know, I see the world, the beauty in everything, So that's exactly what reflects, and plus the colors I see on people. So I'm not sure whether it's aura, I'm not sure what is it, but it's the energy of the person. Like I see the energy color. So when I do the tattoos, I will match it exactly, like for that person.
Right. Because you can see the color of their energy, and it is aura, like around them. I had a coach. She's a energy coach. She explains all the colors, what it means, and how she sees it around people.
Oh, that's awesome.
And obviously, she's just talking about the energy, how to use your own colors and your own life in order to improve yourself with success that you want. But you look at that, you literally print it on their skin and say, hey, remind yourself every single day, this is the color you are, and keep it that way. And that is so important. And a lot of people don't get that.
I agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, for example, with the colors, I don't need to talk about it too much. Maybe it's better Veronica, but I live with this every day. So, for example, the colors are very important also if people have a blocked chakras. There is a certain colors which actually helping you. So, colors are very important.
Absolutely. Everything is around the color of the rainbow. The when the sun shines, the heads and the creates that rainbow is magical, and you see that, and it's so freaking cool.
I agree. I absolutely love colors. You see my tattoos.
I see it.
Every possible
Yes.
color you can mix or imagine.
What are some challenges that you have faced as a female tattoo artist?
I think my biggest challenges was literally in the beginning of my career was coming from that post-communism and coming from little village, and we didn't have a tattoo shop, so I had nobody to learn from. So the biggest challenge for me was definitely this, because I have to really, through my own mistakes, become better and find some things and stuff like that. So it took me probably longer to be where I wanted to be, but it's all fine, of course, because it has also some benefits later on, which I figured it out. So that was the biggest challenge. And my biggest challenge was then again, I left my country, Slovakia. I was going to live to Australia, and I didn't have any money, I didn't know any English. So that was probably the really challenging. But what I'm saying that because I never did anything else in my life, just tattooing. So when I decided to leave my country to Australia, of course it was hard for me to, to find a job. And then when I think about that time, it used to be very like bikies driven. The tattoo shops owns bikies. It was like all politics about it, and it was all male who has these tattoo shops. And I have very clean lifestyle, so for me it was also very challenging to fit, I would say, into that scene and everything, because I'm artist. I always saw whole tattoo industry completely different. Like for me, it wasn't something to tie with bikies or with prisons or underground, like nothing like that. I was always having all of this like a different imagination. For me, it was always art, and I was approaching it like that. So in beginning of my career, this was the biggest challenges, to be in that men's world. I was treated differently because I was female in the tattoo industry. I'm not even talking about that I'm gay, so in beginning, now the situation is a little bit different, but that time when I'm literally talking about 20 years ago, I'm tattooing for 24 years now. 20 years ago, this was my reality that time. So yes, it was very difficult for me, no money, no English. In the men's world, I was gay. Not necessarily every time I was treated equally or nicely, absolutely not. I felt like I am like cleaning lady in the studio or some sort of like somebody less. I wasn't treated equally, So there was lots of stuff like that. Which luckily it has changed. Now the tattoo industry is completely different, which I'm so happy to see.
I was going to say that. Thank God for everything. Yes, because 20 years ago, a lot of young tattoo artists are coming in and they're not understanding your difficulty, what you had to go through in order to achieve what you have achieved. And like you said, back in the days, 20 years ago, a lot of tattoos were all bikers, bikers, undergrounds, and it was all men and all that stuff. People didn't look at tattoo as beauty and as art.
Yes, and it wasn't really like a reputable career, So if you talk about like I'm a tattoo artist, everybody was taking you like nobody, like a piece of trash almost, But now it's like when you say tattoo artist, it's why I think it's so attractive for young people, for the young generation. Everybody wants to be tattoo artists because they think they are rock stars. But actually, yes, you can make really amazing career out of it and good money. So yes, now it's completely different. But this was that time. Yes, it's like nobody cares. Like if you say tattoo artist, you are like nothing. Now I say I'm tattoo artist and the doors are open, so it's different.
Yeah, well, they actually opened the door for a lot of young people. You have that influence and they see you and you challenge them. And I'm sure I think that's itself is rewarding, because you started it. You started that road it was so hard. And then now, like you said, it's easy, whether you're gay or whether you're female or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But back then, with all these obstacles of you not speaking English, not having money, being a female, having this artistic vision, but yet being gay, and all of that you have to combine together to overcome to become who you are today.
Absolutely, yeah. There was many challenges, absolutely, yes. But the most important thing is really just to stay focused, dedicated, persistent. That's it. If you want something, just go for it. Because sooner or later, when you put every day this effort and this work and you create this energy, whether you want it or you don't want to, it's gonna have some sort of consequence. And my consequence was success.
Yeah, because you completely like put yourself in that road of law of attraction, like you're talking about, that you had this or nothing.
That's it. Yes, there's nothing in between. I'm always like this because I cannot function just like that. Like the life is going so fast, it is so short. So every day I'm trying to be better, to better myself. Every day I'm trying to be better artist. Every day I'm trying to be better law of attraction coach. Every day I'm trying to be better, everything, as a person, as an artist, everything, a better girlfriend. I just always want to be better, and I want to experience life to the fullest.
That is so admiring. That is so admiring.
And it's never late. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
no.
but now I'm thinking, I'm like, it's never late, because now I'm almost 44 years old, and of course, like some of the things, there is different priorities to some of my dreams or some of my goals or whatever. But then I'm thinking, I'm like, it's never late, because you know what? I always get anyway exactly what I'm ready for. So now when I look back, sometimes like the situations when I was thinking, I'm like, oh, that didn't work out, or something, or maybe I might have some regrets. I never have regrets, by the way, by anything. So I might have some regrets or something. Then I'm thinking, I'm like, no, I wasn't ready. And it is really true. I wasn't vibrational match, or mentally, spiritually, any sort of way, I wasn't ready.
Yes, you said it very well, because a lot of time when we look at our past and we say, I don't have no regret, and I know exactly what you're talking about, and I've been through a lot of obstacles. A lot of my listeners knows my story, but I look at it back. It's so amazing to see the worst situation that I was. Now I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, I learned so much from that.
Yeah.
If I didn't go through that particular situation, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So as a human, we jump into the future so fast, We don't see like, oh my God, my situation is so bad right now. No, this is a lesson for you right now.
Absolutely. You have to find always, you have to always look for the positive even in the negative situation. And this is it. Because without that, everything is so connected, everything, every single thing. But we are humans, we don't see, like, for example, if you have a tree in the front of you, you don't see that behind the tree is the whole freaking forest, So we are very limited in our thinking, but I believe in God or higher power, call it universe, however you want. Everybody has different name. I believe in God, universe, or this higher power. And I always believe that they sees the whole picture. I don't. When I'm in the situation, and especially in the difficult situation, it's almost like I'm cloudy, like I almost cannot see that. But lucky, like I said, I'm a positive person, so I always see the silver lining, and I know it's just a matter of time, even though it's really, really hard sometimes, to go, if you have some struggles or obstacles, it's hard to go through that. So you might be limited by the way of your thinking or all of these things. But I think it's very important that you have to have that faith, Just have the faith, because you don't see that big picture, but everything is absolutely connected. So even in that difficult situations or whatever you're going through, there is a lesson in that, and you will see it.
You will see it later. That's absolutely what it is. What has been the most memorable tattoo you have created, and why does it stand out for you?
So I have so many. I have some bizarre tattoos which are very, very memorable. Like, for example, I don't know whether you need to beep this or no, but for example, it's very memorable because I never forgot about it. I was tattooing literally flames coming out of the asphalt. So I can never forget this image. This guy was on his floor for a few hours, and I have to make sure the skin is stretched properly. Just imagine that situation, and I was tattooing flames coming out of his ass, So that's very memorable for me. But of course there is, so these bizarres I'm always gonna remember. And there is another designs, like for example this giraffe. What made me basically to have this title, that I'm the first and only woman whose tattoos are certified as contemporary fine art. This is this particular giraffe I tattoo, but in that collection it was like tiger, giraffe, and elephant. These three images, that's what made it when I was, submitting my artwork. So I never forget that. So there was some certain tattoos which always I felt what is most memorable, that I put the bar higher. And I was leveling up, like, I created something, I found something, like when I was creating my style, don't know how to explain, but for example, I did tattoo and I was like, okay, I studied, and like next time I will have to do it better. I have to create something very original, and I did that. And that already pushed me again, like more like I level up. So this is always my memorable tattoos. I had few times it happens in my life when I raise the bar, and then it took me about 2 years to catch up on my own self. And then again, I match it and I raise my bar again, and again it took me like again few years to catch up on myself, because it was so forward in my way of thinking, of the vision, of the technique. So this is always memorable.
You were always ahead of the time that you did the tattoo and everybody loved it, and you look at it and you're like, no, there's something that I have to add on the cup. Happened to you a couple of times that made it memorable, that you said to yourself, you know what, that challenged me to the next level.
Yes, because I was trailblazer. So I always, for example, I was always 2 steps ahead. So even people, it took them such a long time to catch up on me, like on my
Yeah.
styles or what I was doing. And this trailblazing, in my opinion, it comes because I was really connected to higher power, and I believe I have gift, of course, but gift can be, or talent can be, in my opinion, a small percentage. You still have it, but it's a small percentage. But really what it made was crafting my art. Always just go for it and do it better and better and better. And I don't care if my hands is painful, I don't care if I'm sick, I don't care if it's Christmas, I don't care if it's Easter, I don't care. I just wanted to be the best I possibly can for myself. So this is also what it is. It was a combination of things.
Well, that's what makes it memorable, especially if you had a realization a couple of times that you said to yourself, I mean, the world was said, oh, this is so beautiful, but you still look at it and said, you know what, I can do myself better.
Absolutely.
This time I'm going to do it better. And that is such a great advice and such a great thoughts process to share with people, because a lot of time we tab out and we get to that level of saying, oh, I made it, and unfortunately, what happened is that once you do tab out, then you stay mediocre, but you always kept it exciting and you keep
I am
going
my
and keep
own
going.
competition. I don't care what's happening, and I am really, and that's why how can I be, if I compete with somebody, I cannot be trailblazer. You understand me, right? I am my own competition, so I don't care about who's tattooing what, where are these people, or whatever they're doing. I only care about me and my art. So it might seem very selfish, but it is key to happiness. Like, I have to pay attention to me, like what I'm doing, and that's why these things are happening. I was my own competition.
Yeah.
I was leveling up myself. Even until today, I want to always be better for myself. I don't really care about other people, what they do. I don't.
And when you say that coming from you, now this is not anybody that's doing tattoo, coming from you, that you have done such an amazing work, you are already recognized, you work on so many celebrities, you are like the definition of a success. And even now you're like, okay, you know what, it's not about that, it's I'm competing with myself, and
Yes.
I know I have ability to go even more and more and more.
Because celebrities and all of these beautiful things, of course, it's amazing. It's like a cherry on the top. But that doesn't
Yes.
make me artist. I am, or that doesn't really establish my success. It's not. It is just like literally cherry on the top. It is beautiful, something what came what came because I'm doing what I'm doing, because of my art. And it's very nice feeling, of course. It makes me happy because I love to also work on the other artists, and especially like A-list celebrities. Of course, for me it's exciting to tattoo, let's say, Chris Brown or Lil Wayne. I love their music, So for me it's really nice to meet them and tattoo them and be a little bit in that energy and talk about music or something. But it doesn't define me as an artist or anything, That doesn't make me better artist just because I tattoo celebrities. That doesn't.
No, what makes you better is your energy. What makes you better, your authenticity. What makes you better, your vision. What makes you better, how you start the path for other tattoo artists. That, like you said, don't, just because you did a celebrity or anything, it doesn't mean nothing. It just cherry on top. That is a little bit a gift that comes with it. But the fact that it makes you happy, I think that's the most important thing that in any job people should think about.
Yes, because I'm doing it for myself. The tattoos I'm creating for people are more important to me, and I will say this to my client. I'm like, you think it's important for you? It's more important for me, because I'm pretty much doing something for you. I'm creating this art you're gonna wear forever. Let's say, it's my energy, it's my vision, it's my everything what I was channeling to put into this art. So for me, it's very important.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you work with a lot of names that, because, like you said, it's cherry on top for you, but you work deserve to be out there. You work is deserved to be recognized, and for that, if we get, like you said, God or the universe bringing people to spread that message, and that's really what it was with you, because getting the opportunity to work with these people, that's great, but they introduced your tattoo, which made your work more appealing to other people, saying that, wow, look at this,
What is my message for the past about 8 years, I think? Just love. That's it. Just love. So this is something what I want to portray in everything. And when I say that, I think not that I think, I know so. I know I'm a good person, and I know I'm coming from good heart, and my intention is pure. Even when I create my art, like it's not about like this like a fame and celebrities or whatever. That's what so I know I'm a good person, and I know I have a message, and I know I have very strong story behind me. So yes, this is really, when I said the cherry on the top, and also thanks to these artists, of course, I'm even more world known because they have bigger platforms than I do. It's all connected again. But it's beautiful, of course, because I know who I am, and I know what is my intention. I know what I want to give to the world. What I am, what my energy, like I know what I'm doing. I just want to spread love. I want to spread all of these like good energy basically, and inspire people with my message that you can achieve everything what you want in life, or follow your dreams, big dream, all of this stuff. This is my message. So thanks to that, of course, like it allows me to do it on the bigger scale, which is my dream.
Yes. Because if somebody's listening to you right now, and I love that you said you travel all over the world. And I always say there's so many talents out there. There are so many talents out there, but like us, our age back in the days, we didn't have the opportunity to go and spread our message. But now somebody like yourself traveling around the world and seeing these young people have dreams, and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do, this is that. But it's really not. That comes later. Fame, like money and fame come later. But like what you said, if you stay with love, and if you stay with good intention, if you really trust in yourself, and you have a faith, and knowing that,
absolutely,
you know what, God is with you, and you will get there. And if you're not there, it's not because your time. That's okay. It's not your time, but you will get there as long as you stay in that road. And that's the first thing that they have to apply. Because a lot of people give up their dream. Mm-hmm. They're saying that, well, Ivana, I live poor. I live in this country and this. And you're like, no, I've been there. I actually traveled.
Absolutely. But you know what is amazing now? This everything what you said is absolutely. This is exactly how I see it. The best thing about it is now, yes, maybe you didn't have that time when we go back, these kind of options of traveling and stuff, but now we have social media and we have technology, okay? So then again, maybe you didn't have it this way, but you have it this way now. So right now, in my opinion, we cannot live in the better world than right now. Lots of people complaining or whatever, I disagree with that, because it was never better time of connecting on the global scale than it is now. When I started tattoo, I didn't have even internet. The first time I bought computer was 2009, I think. 2009 was my first time when I had like Wi-Fi or internet or access to some information, but I was tattooing already like many years before that. So can you imagine now these young kids or this young generation, or everybody can do it so easily now, just from your own home. You can create videos, you can create content, you can do whatever you want, but it's really beautiful how these platforms are all connected on a global scale. So there is always benefits in everything.
Absolutely. I think now it's a perfect time for people, mm-hmm. and you're not gonna go through all the stuff that me and you have been through, and we've been through, to spread that message for these young kids today, to say that if we can make it from there to now, you and I, then like you said, right now is the best time. Absolutely. You guys not gonna have that much difficulty to actually achieve your dream, whatever you want to do. I mean, I admire you so much, and I love you tattooing, and I've been following you. I've been watching you work for a longest time, and I wanted you to be in my podcast. And like you said, back, if it was 20 years ago, it would be so difficult for us to communicate or even get to know each other. But this gave us the opportunity to do so. So it's always silver lining. Always, there's a silver lining in there.
For the young generations, look how much free information they have. You want to have information about mental health? There you go, YouTube. You want to have information about something else? They can listen to your podcast. They want to have information about tattooing? Okay, I have lots of tattoo videos there. You can learn seminars, you can buy books, you can go on YouTube, you can buy, I don't know, digital products, like a seminars or anything. There is so much information and free information. This is the best, There is so much free information you can access. So for me, it's uncomparable, even when I put 20 years back when I was starting tattooing, or even 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember we used to go to the library, pick the book is to find one information. Write the name down and go to the library, pick the book, look at it, write it, take it. There was a whole nother level back then.
Yeah.
So but you know what? It gives us the meaning of the life, and that's why we're here to
Yes,
give
I'm
that
happy
message.
that I can experience all of these ages really. And it's going quickly, you know, like I'm really happy. So, you know, like I'm not like you have your own chapters in life. So when you go back, but it's nice because you have variety. So we know that old, we know in between, we know the new. I like it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We are like in such a good timing.
Exactly.
I always think that I'm blessed. I tell my kids this all the time that I got to live that part of life that was so simple. That was not a lot of stuff going on, and it was different. And now we're not old enough to like 80 years old, 90 years old to be like I don't even know what to do and just waiting. But we're in such a great age that combine those 2 and bring the value to our family, to our friends, to our colleagues, to our everything that we do. So I think we were in a great timing, good timing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So how do you stay inspired and continue with your unique art? There are specific artists or movement that influence your work?
You know, life itself is the inspiration for my art. Like I said before, you know, I love everything. I love my life. I love our planet. I love traveling. So that's a huge inspiration for me, and nature in that fact, you know. So for me, it's everything really, like animals, plants, different countries, all of this. This is for greatest inspiration for me, by the way. So if I can just have that, I'm completely happy. I don't need anything else. I don't need like any different outside sources or to follow maybe some people and stuff like that. When it comes to this modern age, what inspires me, I don't know. I enjoy contemporary art, and I think it's whether I want to or not in subconscious mind. You know, like if I see something in all of this modern age or something, whether I want it or I don't, I know it's in subconscious mind. So if I create my art, or when I create my art, I'm 100% sure it will come out somehow. I will give example for people if they don't understand. So, for example, beautiful autumn, and you see these beautiful, you know, leaves falling from the tree. This is red, this is yellow, this is brown, or whatever. And then suddenly, but the bark of the tree is beautiful, some sort of like mint color, you know. So for me, when I look at it, I'm completely inspired. Like whether I'm perceiving this because I love this, but many people, if they don't even, but they are out in the nature, it goes to your subconscious mind. So when I'm creating my art, somehow it's like information is stored in my brain, and I start to create this tattoo, and then I use exactly this color even without thinking about it, you know. So I will use some beautiful mint green, and then I start to apply this, you know, these colors I saw on the leaves. Or when I see some sort of flowers, that's why I'm so inspired by nature. I don't need any like really to look for it like some extra efforts, you know. I just go between the nature. I see these beautiful exotic plants, for example, and the beautiful vibrant colors I see, and all of this I'm going to apply in my tattoos.
Now you talked about that you can see a person and you can tattoo on the person because you can see their color, and you see you have your own vision. You're so precise about, and it's a very close, intimate relationship with you to do tattoo on somebody. So let's just say if somebody comes in and they have a vision of a tattoo and they wanted to whatever they want. How do you get to their head and make sure that to create that exact thing that they look at it and be like, yes, this is what I want? Or do you like advise them, no, like you should have it this way or you should use this color?
For sure. Like for example, sometimes I have people coming to me and they want full color, and I say absolutely not. And they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I don't like it on you because this is, you know, this is for example not the energy you execute on me." So I will discuss it, and many times I will refuse to do the tattoo. So if it is not something I would enjoy, I will say, "I'm sorry, I don't want to do this," you know. Or if somebody is forcing me to create some sort of small design on the back piece, I don't like it. I don't want to do it because this kind of small tattoo, how it's going to look on your back when somebody look at it aesthetically. I don't like it. So there is many things when I am refusing, for example, tattoos, but when it comes to these colors and everything, I usually require 1 2 words. What do you want to get done? So you will tell me, okay, flower, what flower, rose, that's it. And I'm like, that's all what I need to know. Don't tell me. And then maybe I will ask you placement, but many times even I am choosing the placement because immediately somehow you tell me the word and I just see it. I see the option, so I think this will be suitable for you here. And then again, because it's energy of person, somebody is more gentle, somebody is more wild, somebody is more extravagant or something, and I pick up on that energy, so I know exactly what sort of design I'm going to create on you, what colors I'm going to create on you. Again, this is your energy you exuding, and also the placement. So this is how I work. You don't need to tell me too much. The less you say, the better for me, actually. Because if somebody starts to navigate me, I will block. I cannot think then, because this is like naturally how I do it. But yes, I will discuss it with client, because for me it's also important. Like I want you to love your tattoo. I want you to know what's happening. Some people, they are more like controlling, so they need to know everything. So I will tell you a little bit, of course. But I never prepare too much my designs before. I prepare some references, and then I have it kind of like in my head, and I get 5 different versions of what I want to do, and when I see you in person, I will know exactly what to create, and then I create freely. So let's say I start tattooing you, and then however I feel, whatever I see, that's what you're gonna end up with. So if you ask me, do I know how your tattoo will look like exactly when I start doing it? No, I don't know. I don't know myself. Let's see. And you know what is the most beautiful part about it? Because I'm capturing the moment. This will never happen again. It's the energy between you and me, between my client and me. Is the whole conversation, is the everything what is happening that day, how I feel, how my client feels, whatever is, how the planets are aligned. That's how I create my tattoos. So this will never again repeat this moment. And that's why I love it so much, because I'm capturing that very moment.
Well, with that being said, then, have you ever done a tattoo that you've done it like on somebody? Let's just say I come to you and say, I want this particular flower. I want a red rose. And you're like, okay, got it. I know where it goes. I know what to do. And then somebody else comes in and asks you the same thing, red flowers, red rose. Or they're not the same, right? You don't use the same. Again, you use their energy and their personality and their whole process.
Exactly. Because everybody's unique, everybody's different. I cannot give you the same tattoo of the same rose. Even if you beg me, I don't want to do it for you, because you are not that person I was tattooing yesterday. So again, I'm sure you're not gonna have the same energy. It's unmatched,
Right.
Everybody's different. So that's why it's easy for me. I don't care if I tattoo 10 roses, because these 10 roses will look different.
Right, even though it's the same thing, a rose, red rose. Because if I bring you tattoo and say, okay, you've done tattoo here, I want this tattoo on me, and you're probably gonna look at me and say, no, that's not gonna look good on you.
Exactly. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
You get
That's
it.
amazing. That's no. That makes so much sense, because, like I said, your energy matters, and the fact that you implementing that in your work, it is so. And I'm sure people appreciate it too.
I'm absolutely sure, because I'm also a tattoo artist, which is very specific style. So I'm attracting my clients, I'm attracting my tribe. Not everybody would get tattoo done from me. I completely understand that. Somebody likes more maybe just black and gray realistic, or some micro tattoos, or maybe some technical tattoos, like a dot work, or I don't know, ornamental or heavy black or something. There's different styles, of course, So I really have to attract like my people. So I know when somebody comes to me, I already know that you have to be more open-minded. Especially you have amazing taste, of course, because it's like, no, but you know what I mean, right? Like I will attract my people, so that's a good start already.
Oh yeah. They have to study you before they come to you. I would definitely.
And they have to be open-minded. Absolutely, because
Yeah.
I said 1 2 words. I don't need to know more. I don't need to know your life story or nothing. Just that. But this is when I'm talking about, this happening. This beautiful creation is happening when I'm doing my original work. Because there is many times like somebody wants just lettering or something small. I do that, of course, because anyway it's tattooing. I love it. But that's very straightforward. It's straightforward. Like what you're gonna create on one little lettering. Like for example, abundance. What are you gonna do there? Nothing. You just write abundance. Like. That's it. You understand, right? So I'm talking about, when you're talking about this magic, what's happening with these beautiful original pieces, it has to be really like everything, It has to be my creation. It has to be good size and everything. Then I can really go for it.
I feel like as you're talking to me, it's like you're going to the ocean. Don't take a water with a spoon. Bring a bucket, because I can give you all that. Don't just tell me to do little tattoo on you. I'm tattooing you, so give me something to. Like you said, extravagant, like big, so you can actually.
Yes, I need canvas. I need open mind, because like I said, I don't know exactly how it's going to look like, but I want you to be open. You have to have open mind, because anyway, you don't know that either. So many people don't know what they want really. They come to me, I'm like, oh, I want to get the dragon, then I'm like, absolutely not. That's not suitable with you, and they ended up with hummingbird, for example. They're like, oh my god, this is exactly what I like. I've seen so many people, you will be surprised. I'm not even talking about they don't know what they want in life, but they don't even know what they want in tattoos. the good thing is like, yes, that's why it's very important to find the best tattoo artist for you, you know, whoever you resonate with, whoever style you like, whoever personality maybe you like. That's why it's so important, because then you really give this trust to your tattoo artist, and I'm sure tattoo artist will create for you something really like unique, or something really what's gonna match with you and stuff like that.
I saw some people, like I've seen some even like big people that are like love tattoos, and they literally come back and say that there's a lot of tattoos that I have done that I regret. You know, like
Yeah.
I regret it now. And I think if the people that did the tattoo were like you, a lot of people would not regret it, because like you said, you are guiding them, because you're the specialist, you
Yeah.
know what's going on. And that's really important.
When you go to surgeon, you don't tell him how to do the surgery, right? I mean, you just trust him that he will do the best job possible. And that's why also your job is to find the best surgeon for whatever you need, right?
Yeah.
When I was
So
going
what is-
to, okay, sorry, go.
I'm sorry. What is your future plan and goals when it comes to your tattooing and your career right now? Because I know, like I said, you have done so much and you challenge yourself. So what are you looking at now?
You know, for my tattoo career, I think I did all of my dreams I wanted, really. I'm not sure, like, I'm checking myself every day, is there anything else I want or whatever. There is only one thing which will actually, what is coming from my tattoos or from my art, and that is that I want to do collaborations with high fashion designers. So I want to put my tattoo designs, I have my own brand right now, ITL Los Angeles, when I'm putting my designs onto clothing, but I want to do it with Louis Vuitton, Dior, Chanel, Gucci, like really high fashion designers. So this will be my ultimate dream when it comes to tattooing.
And I have no doubt they'll come to you. I have no doubt. Because like I said, it's just looking at your tattoo, and I'm looking at it because I have your website up, and it just makes you happy.
Thank you. Yes, and this is the whole purpose. See, they make you happy because they are whimsical. They are just like really super colorful and vibrant. And anyway, no matter what you look at it, it makes you smile, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is just so bright and so colorful and so happy.
Yeah.
It's like the word happy comes in when it comes to your tattoos. Ivana, before I let you go, what is inner power means to you?
Inner power. I think it's to, okay, so for me, I have to think this. Nobody ever gave me this question. Great question, by the way. Inner power for me is literally be that I can manage myself in the way that I'm super honest to myself, authentic to myself. But honestly, like for me, it's like I have to be 100% me, you know, and do as I want, not to be in denial or not to match somebody else, whatever. So my inner strength comes with this, in my opinion, just to really be inside, to have this strength, like spirituality, physically, mentally, just to be strong and to control my emotions or outside or whatever, just to be really strong inside for myself. So this I would be calling inner strength. That's how I perceive it about myself.
Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful because, like you said, you have to be honest with yourself. Have that
Absolutely.
honest conversation with yourself, which a lot of people don't do these days. They give themselves stories.
Number one, you know what? So many times I know when I, for example, don't do something correct, or I have to be really to myself like, okay, I failed, or but it's more like failing is a little bit different. I would be kind of like, okay, for example, I got angry about something and maybe I was like, you know, I could handle myself a little bit better. But I was honest to myself and I really like check myself. Like this is not, you know, how I want to be. Firstly, check myself straight away. So this is when it comes to that honesty also, or honest, for example, I never wanted to have a children in my life. It doesn't matter if I'm with some partners because before, let's say they wanted to have a children, I cannot be with you. I cannot because I never wanted to have a children in my life. My children are my books, my children are my tattoos. But you know, I had different concept. I never really wanted to have them. Do I love them? Absolutely, I love kids. They're great inspiration for me, by the way. So I have to be honest to myself. No, I don't want to have this. And this is also the things. It's like little things, like everyday things. For example, you know, when I don't handle situation how I want to handle it, or big things like not having children, or marry a guy, or maybe to go live somewhere where I don't want to be, and stuff like that, just because of somebody else. I cannot do it. So this is honesty.
Oh my God.
This is honesty to myself, and this is also what gives you inner strength. This is also what gives you happiness.
And the person that's with you, I think they appreciate that. They appreciate that when you are like that, when you're honest with yourself and you put it out front, like, listen, I don't want to have a kids. And that person's, you're going to find somebody that, like yourself, have the same mind and say, that's great. But going along with that idea, I don't know, okay, maybe I changed my mind. You can be with somebody for 10 years and then all of a sudden you're breaking up because, you know what, you should have told me that in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, lots of things are, during the life, anything can happen. Like, a lot of things are changing. But this was like, there is some things are always certain for me as of now, maybe in the future, but I never had this, But it's always about honesty. It doesn't matter. Honest to yourself. Okay, if you tomorrow you change your mind and say, you know what, actually, I want to have a kids. It's okay because you decide about it, not your partner or somebody else. You decided about that, and that's correct in my opinion. So you always stay aligned with what you want.
And that's absolutely the inner power that we want. Ivana, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What was the first tattoo you have ever gotten for yourself?
My first tattoo was a little ornamental thing I got on my shoulder, and later on I figured it out after many years that it was from Borneo Island, from Indonesia. It was like a Scorpio sign or something. I removed it already by laser though, by now.
Your favorite tattoo that you ever have done?
I still have to come back to this giraffe. Her name is Edith, by the way. And she has a little bit of attitude and she's, very like funky giraffe. So I love that design because it's always memorable for me because of the also history tied with it.
Okay. What is your favorite color to use in the tattoo?
All of the pastel colors. Like for example, bright pink, magenta, neon green, lime green, all of these beautiful pastel colors. That's what I love the most.
Okay. What is your favorite thing to do when you're not tattooing?
Wining dining. I love my champagne and I love my oysters.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's really cool. Do you have a favorite tattoo style other than your own?
This is hard. You know what? I wouldn't say particular style, but I would say always when somebody does something else. Originality for me, number one. Always.
Okay.
Uniqueness of the work.
Okay. What is the most unusual tattoo request you ever received?
Tattooing flames around the asshole.
Flames, okay. What is your favorite city to visit for the tattoo convention?
Paris.
Paris?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Paris.
What is your go-to snack while you're tattooing?
This is a good question because my sugar is always down. So I have protein bars when I'm tattooing, or something with like a peanut butter flavor I like.
Okay.
Always some snack though. Always I have to have this.
Do you have any pet?
No.
No. Okay.
Love them.
What is your favorite type of music listening while you're tattooing?
Depending of my mood, but I listen everything from hip hop to rock to chill to house to anything really. So it really depending on my mood. But I must say for the past years I really enjoy listening podcasts while I'm tattooing. So because I feel I'm doing two things at the same time, which is great. So because I don't have so much time to read the actual books like I used to before. So for me it's great information and I can learn something while I'm tattooing.
Nice. Do you prefer working on a large pieces or small ones?
Can I pick medium?
Okay.
Something I don't have to tattoo for years, and too small is too small, so I cannot really go for it. But if we're talking about, for example, this size, like my 2 pounds, when I put two hands like this, that's my favorite.
Okay. What is your favorite book?
Favorite book, I will say the first what comes into my head. So I would say For Agreements.
Okay. What is your favorite movie?
Again, first thing what came into my head. So I like this movie with, for example, like real stories, like Bohemian Rhapsody or the one with Elton John, or I like even Wolf of Wall Street, like many different ones,
Wolf of Wall Street, that was a good movie.
That was a great movie, and Leonardo is so good in there.
Yeah, and
all of these I can watch and repeat.
The nature on that was beautiful.
And I love all of the series of Godfather movies because I just love Al Pacino. Like the way he plays is like crazy. Very nice.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing. Who is one person you love to tattoo on?
I will say it because I'm this is my goal. So I want to tattoo Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Justin,
the
in
best
case you
pi-
watch right now, DM me.
Yeah, right. I'm sure it's gonna get to him. What is the best piece of advice you have ever received?
I don't really know like a piece of advice. I just really would always say the same thing, like just be true to yourself. That's it. And life is too short, you know, so just really enjoy, like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. All of this kind of just like live it by every day and be grateful and you're good.
What is the most challenging tattoo you ever have done?
The most challenging tattoos was when I'm tattooing like really difficult part of body. For example, like elbow or neck even is sometimes harder. So this kind of like areas or ribs. So this is always like big challenge for me.
Okay. Do you have a favorite quote or mantra?
No, I don't really. For me, it's always like literally just in the morning when I wake up, I'm always saying to myself, I'm the luckiest person alive. So you go like, I have the biggest luck, kiss my hands, and that's how I start my day. And I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for all of the blessings comes to me. And sometimes we make fun also with Veronica, you know, at home we are there dancing and we are like, money coming in, like we are just making fun, but you always put yourself in the good mood. But it's, for me, it's probably that expectation of some great opportunities coming to me. I'm like this every day.
That's great. That's great. What's your favorite holiday?
I love both adventure and luxury holidays. So for example, I will mention when I talk about luxury, I would totally go to Atlantis Royal in Dubai and be spoiled and have all of this good food, sushi and caviar and champagne and just hang out because it's so beautiful in there. That's my favorite hotel in the world, by the way. Atlantis Royal, check it out guys. Amazing, gorgeous. So that's my favorite holidays, but at the same time I can go to Madagascar to jungle and be sick for 5 days and I'm okay because I saw everything what I wanted to see. All of the animals, all of the people, like stuff like that. Like I go from one extreme to another, but I love it. That makes me perfect balance.
Right, right. Do you have a favorite tattoo artist?
Now I can tell you honestly that I don't even know who is my favorite anymore because I don't watch it too much, you know.
Okay. Okay, so I would say
Before I used to have some of my friends who were tattooing me, like Peppa, Boris, Jeff Kogwe, like that was all, like I'm talking about maybe 15 years ago. I used to watch this scene, or Zoil, or who else was my favorite that time, like Timur Lysenko. There was like some tattoo artists. Now I'm a little bit like not watching it too much, to be honest, but there is so many great artists, absolutely. So the names not necessarily I remember, but if I see the tattoo, then you know, I know where it's like really unique and beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Your favorite food?
I love Japanese and seafood. That's my absolutely two favorites.
Yeah, you like sushi. I see that, yeah.
Name of my book is Just Love Tattoos and Sushi.
Yeah. Your favorite drink?
Champagne.
What is your favorite way to relax after a long day of tattooing?
My relax is sometimes just doing something, like create something, you know, that's my relax. So for example, if I'm like tattooing all day and for example, if I'm not going for dinner and just like, because I really love to go out to eat and, you know, and have this beautiful ambience around me, then I love to create something. So I can tattoo all day and then if I have something to create, I would do that because for me it's completely relaxed. I check out, like,
oh, okay.
So nice.
What is your favorite tattoo ink brand?
Intense Inks.
Okay. What is your favorite place to travel?
Like I said, if I want adventure, I would go to third world countries. I would probably explore some jungles in Papua New Guinea and some Micronesia mixed with, I don't know, somewhere in Africa or whatever. So this kind of stuff. And if I want to go to more like a civilization, then I would pick, of course, like Paris, London, because I love also the culture. I love the, you know, all of this, like I would say, luxuries also about it, or just different kinds of. So I have always two different ones. Or the nature, you know, I love to go see something unique. Like for example, I would go to see Niagara Falls, or I would go to see Machu Picchu. I would go to see some volcanoes. This is for me absolutely always number one. So okay, nature, number one always.
Nature, absolutely. Do you have a favorite celebrity tattoos you ever done?
Yes, my favorite celebrity tattoo I ever done is definitely Chris Brown, because I was tattooing portrait of his Sin Aiko on his hand here. So imagine the most famous hand in the industry when he sings. It's my tattoo right here.
What is tattoo of? What did you tattoo?
It's his son Aiko, so I did a little bit like
Oh,
colorful,
oh,
a
oh.
little bit in punk style, but it was collaboration with Chris because Chris is great artist himself. So I love this, you know. But
Alright.
yes, I just love to see it. So when he sings, every time I see my tattoo there, like it's amazing for me, and I'm so happy that it's Chris who carries a piece of mine like this. He's one of my favorite artists for sure. So
Oh yeah, he's one of a lot of
Absolutely.
people's.
absolutely unique talent. So for me, it's an honor that I could tattoo him.
Yeah, yeah. I like him because he likes Michael Jackson. He does a lot of Michael Jackson stuff, which I love.
Yes, but you know,
Yeah.
Chris is amazing because he's such a unique talent and multi-talent. Like people don't,
Yeah.
you know, maybe they have these different imaginations about him, but they don't really know him in the level that he's very spiritual. He's very,
Uh-huh.
very like he knows how to channel that energy. You know, I love this about him. He's multi-talent. He can sing, he can dance, he's funny, he has absolutely the best style in my opinion. So all of this makes him super unique. So for this generation, in my opinion, he's like number one artist. Chris Brown.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm sure. What is your favorite tattoo trend right now?
My favorite tattoo trend?
Trend right now, like people going around. What is the favorite trend?
Always mine. IPA funky color. No, you know what? I really enjoy this. I must say, I do enjoy this micro tattoos. They call it micro.
Micro tattoos.
Yes,
Yes.
it's just a small
Micro.
one with a single needle, but it has to be really nicely done. But it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. What is your favorite time of the day? The tattoo.
When I'm tattooing, morning. I want to start in the morning. I have the fresh head and everything, so I like.
Morning
it.
is always good.
Yeah, but for example, when I say morning, like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. No, but seriously, sometimes morning is really good because that's when all your fresh ideas
Oh,
fresh.
absolutely. Yes, I'm the
Yeah.
best in the morning because I have lots of energy. I'm still clear, you know. I'm not too tired. And also in the morning, I like to take time for myself. So I need at least 2-3 hours. I want to manifest. I want to have like chill morning and then preparing for the tattoo.
Oh, okay. What time do you get up in the morning?
Well, depends 6, 7, 7:30,
Yeah, okay.
depending. Yeah.
Who is your celebrity crush and why?
You know what? I don't think so. I have one, but I like, for example, I like to look at who I like to look at. Many years ago, Angelina Jolie. Then many years ago, Brad Pitt. I think he's good looking. Like there is few, but I don't think so. I have a crush on somebody.
You don't have a crush on somebody. I know you have
No,
a crush
I
on
only
your
have a
girlfriend.
crush on Veronica for non-stop. When I saw her, I was like, oh my god, who is this? But that's for another story. But honestly, like I'm so fascinated by her. she's
Right,
gorgeous.
right.
I'm like nobody can match it, so I don't even think of somebody else. You know.
I know she's amazing. She's
Yeah,
amazing.
She's gorgeous.
Yes. What is your guilty pleasure TV show?
I like crime. So how everything I like positive in my life and all of this, I love crime. Serious killers, who kill who, but I will tell you why. Because I love, for example, the psychology behind it or when they capture it, like how the story was. This is what is fascinating to me. So whole that process.
One thing on your bucket list that you wanted to do. Oh, well, you said that about the design, but let's just say besides that.
Okay, I want to go to Antarctica. That's on my bucket list. There is some countries I really want to visit. I want to go see gorillas in Rwanda and Congo. So I want to trek to the jungle to see gorillas. I want to go to Antarctica. And I want to go to Brazil for sure, to Amazon jungle. That's one of my dreams. When it comes to travel dreams, when it comes to my kind of like living situation and all of these projects, high fashion designers, I would love that. Right now, actually, I released with Veronica 3 children books. Soon we're gonna put it for America, for the market. You're gonna see, it's gonna be everywhere. So we're gonna do worldwide tour. I'm very excited about that. But this kind of projects related, like what comes from my art, like these children books and all of the products now, what I'm doing for children, that's really what I want to like see and what I want to, you know, like I want to have in my future. So stuff like that. That's my bucket list. My bucket list is basically that. When you look at something and you see, oh, that's Ivana Tattoo Art. That's the legacy I'm leaving behind. And when it comes not to my art, then I'm definitely want to work more with people. Right now we're doing healing sessions, but I want to create more stuff when it comes to my law of attraction teachings and stuff like that. I really enjoy that. I think for the past years, actually past 4 years, I started doing that, and it fulfills me so much. It's the same energy like I felt when I started to tattoo, so I really love it.
So law of attraction, is that something that you have a course for, or you do clients one-on-one? How is that work?
Oh, how I do it? Yes. So I'm teaching online, or sometimes like I put the date and I have a people in person, so I can just talk about it. Anybody can find free information on my YouTube channel, Ivana Tattoo Art. I have a videos, but mostly in my Slovakian language. I will do it more in English, of course. I'm already doing it, but not so much like in my country. In my country, everybody knows me for this. So I want to do it on a large scale. That will be definitely my bucket list, just to keep that energy going. And pay,
so before I let you go, tell me the story. How did you met your lovely girlfriend?
How I met my lovely girlfriend, it was in elevator. So we used to live in the same building, and one time we met in elevator, and I'm like, oh my god, who is that? From head to toe, gorgeous, stunning, and I didn't even know her, but then later, I think it was exactly how universe works. I was ready. I remember I was writing prior to that, 2 weeks prior I met her. I was in Mexico for vacation. I'm like, I'm tired of this. I want to have my partner, and I'm not gonna make any compromises. If I get it perfect, it will be like a cherry on the top in my life, because I had everything. I had beautiful life, beautiful career, everything I can afford and stuff like that. The one thing I was always wishing for is to have my true love. I was 38 years old and I didn't meet her yet. So I'm like, okay, this is what I want exactly. I wrote, I don't know how many pages in Mexico, from head to toe, from spiritual, from health, from everything what exists. I created my absolutely 100% partner, my one, what I wanted in my life. So I was ready, and what actually happened to that was combination of things. This is also how I knew even more about law of attraction, because I was happy. I didn't need to rely on somebody like, oh, this person will make me happy. No, I was already happy. So I let go, meaning if I meet her, perfect, even better. If I don't, I'm happy anyway. So I let go. I wasn't like, so I have to, or I was looking for something. So this was clear vision, 100% vision of exactly who I want to have, from head to toe, from inside and outside, how this person should look like, how she should be, like everything, to the hobbies, to her, like everything what exists, okay? So 2 weeks after I wrote this list, I met her. And then, so elevator was the first time, but I didn't talk to her because I was like shy and everything. And then after that, like again, it was maybe a week or 2 weeks, she came to the restaurant and I was looking at her and I'm like, that's it. I don't understand why we are not together. And my mom was with me there, visiting from Slovakia.
Right.
She's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I cannot explain to you, but she's exactly for me and I don't understand why we are not together. So for me, it was, nothing exists before, nothing exists after. It was just this moment, and she's exactly for me. And she was, So then, just to really, if you ask how we met, this is how we met. The rest was history.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And she doesn't even like girls. She doesn't even like girls. But for me, it's like, no. My soul already knew, because for me it's not normal that I actually didn't know how she is as a person. I just saw this.
Right.
She's a beautiful, stunning woman, but I don't know how she's inside. I mean, maybe she opened her mouth and that's it. my love story is over, but luckily, like, she is so amazing inside out. She's the most gorgeous person I ever met in my entire life. You will see tomorrow.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Yes.
I really am. You deserve it. You deserve it. Doing all this stuff. Yeah, definitely you deserve it. So, question. I told you on the DM, when I met you, I'm going to show you my tattoo.
Yes, show me.
Okay. This
3 stars?
3 stars.
Yes.
Okay. And the reason I put this tattoo is because every time I would talk to my family, couldn't afford to. My mother has 12 kids, so she couldn't afford to feed us all and everything. So she sent me to my grandmother. And I remember my grandmother was very old, and she was, I was helping her with everything. And she always used to tell me, whatever you do, always reach for the stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I always remember that. But I was in my country, I was not allowed to put tattoo.
What
I
is
was
your
not
country?
allowed. I'm from Afghanistan.
Okay.
Yeah. So over there it's really bad.
But you were
So
born here in America, no?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. So it was really bad. So the culture is really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want girls to have anything. But I always wanted to tattoo that. So when she passed away, I got the tattoo for her. So every time, like you said, when I have a difficulty, when I feel like, oh, I don't know, I always say, she told me, reach for the stars.
Yeah, never lose the hope, really, never. Whatever you want
Yeah.
to do in your life or whatever is your visions or goals now, never lose that hope. Just keep doing that every day because one day it will come.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And the other thing, you said when you see a person, you know what colors. What color do you think is good for me when it comes to tattoo?
I have to put my sunglasses down now.
Do you want me to take off my things so you can see better?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. For
Because my
For
My
me,
skin
it's always
color-
I start always like with the cold tones and with the warm tones. So I know I don't see you in person, so it's a little bit different. But for now,
Yes.
you are not cold tones for me. So cold tones, it would be like blue and green maybe, but different streams, but more like I will tell you. I'm leaning towards like orangey.
I was gonna say that red, kind of red, orangey.
Yes, that kind of,
Yeah.
but warmer tones. Okay, if I see you in person, I would pick it up on it straight away. This is camera, so
Yeah.
I don't know, but that kind of like a orangey tones, like warmer, little bit, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too dark red. Absolutely not like some dark blues or something. I don't see you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're good. You're very good. And but if you come to New York, you better DM me. I'll take you some. Have you been to New York?
Many times I used to go there every year to tattoo in New York. Of course, I have lots of clients there.
Yeah. Well, if you come over here, I will take you a good place for sushi. You and your girlfriend.
Yes, thank you so much. I will take
Yes.
that invitation, of course.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for answering all these questions for our listeners. And like you said, we wanted to spread the message as much as possible. So thank you so much. And I can't wait to see your girlfriend tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye
Bye.
everybody. Bye.